We are live. Hello everyone, hi Notjust developers. How are you doing today? And welcome to a new live stream. In this live stream, we're gonna continue our chat application that we have started previous week, and we're gonna complete it with a set of extra new features, which will take this application to a completely new level. So yeah, we're gonna implement today push notifications, UI customization, and also threads. Threads similar to Slack. But the focus of today's video is going to be push notifications, because this is the feature that a lot of you have asked during the previous live stream, if it's possible to implement push notifications. And today I'm going to show you how to do that. So everything is going to be done in React Native. For the notifications, we're going to use Firebase notifications. And for our chat API and everything else is going to be glued together using Stream Chat SDK. And yeah, by the way, Stream Chat is the sponsor of today's videos as well. So thank you very much, Stream. If you didn't follow the first video, let me tell you a bit more about Stream SDK and what we are doing. So yeah, Stream Chat SDK is an API that allows you to build chat messaging application, real-time chat messaging application, very fast and really easily. You just combine a couple of components, create your application on Stream, and everything is working out of a box. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to show you a small demo of the application of what we managed to build during the previous live stream. And yeah, like the amount of features that we managed to do with Stream Chat SDK, like it's insane. Like it includes features like message reactions, threads, URL enrichment, user present, if a user is online or not, flexible permissions, / commands for sending GIFs, images, sending other type of content like attachments and so on. These are just a very small list of features that you can implement and configure with Stream Chat. Yeah, BlaBlaCar is using, TaskRabbit is using, what else? Like Adobe is using Stream Chat SDK. So it's a very scalable solution for building chat applications. And the good thing about Stream Chat SDK is that they provide a completely free account for small teams and for startups. You can access the maker's account following the URL in the description below the video, or following getstream.io/notjust.dev. And if you fulfill these requirements of having 5 or less team members and less than 10,000 monthly revenue, then you get all of these features for free. So yeah, once again, thank you Stream for sponsoring this video, and let's continue with our video. All right. So if you want to follow along this tutorial, what you're gonna need? First of all, you're gonna need a coffee. Thank you very much, Alexandra, for the coffee. Yeah, you're also gonna need the asset bundle, which you can get at assets.notjust.dev/chat to get this presentation and any other materials that you might need. You will need the Expo environment set up. You can check it out here, and a Stream account that you can get either for free forever with a maker's account, or you can get a 30 days free trial just signing up for Stream. All right, so this is, as I said, this is the second part of the video. And if you didn't follow the first part, I highly encourage you to check it before starting this video, because it's just 3 hours, but we managed to build a lot there, so all the fun is there. I'm gonna show you in a moment what we managed to build here. However, if you want to start from this point, that's also possible. I'm trying to supply all the source code for you guys to be able to start from each video that you like. So follow this URL, the repository, and check out the part 1 branch. That's going to be the branch with the code that we are using today to start from. After that, install all the dependencies, run the project with npm start or yarn start, and then run it on your simulator, emulator, and here is what you're gonna see. Okay, yeah, so initially you see a list of chat rooms that you are talking with, and previous time we talked a lot with people. These are actual subscribers, so might be people from the live chat at the moment. So yeah, here it is. There was a chat room with a lot of things there. So you see like how many features you can do here. You can send a GIF. Let's do like this. What else? You can do photos, attachments, replies, replying to a message. Yeah, everything from here we built during the previous video, so go check it out. Also, you can see a list of users that are registered in the application, and you can start a chat with any of them here. You see how many unread messages we get here on the left, and so on. All right, so first of all, I forgot to run the intro. Let's run it now. Hola amigos, hello everyone who is joining in the live stream in the chat. How are you doing today, guys? Salut Dragos. Permission to dance. A referral system. Yeah, I heard about referral system idea. Maybe we're gonna do it in the next projects. How long will this stream be? Hopefully it's gonna be like 2 to 3 hours. Can you make this in Firebase? We're gonna use Firebase for the notification here, but yeah, like only for notifications. Okay. All right, guys. So let's start building, and the first step to do it is, yeah, definitely let's open our chat documentation, docs. For the React Native, let's open the UI components part. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. And here you will see the documentation for the push notifications that you need to do. All right, so the first step is to create a Firebase project. Let's open, here is a URL on how to create Firebase projects. Let's go to firebase.google.com. And here, let's go to the console. If you don't have an account, you can register to Firebase for free. And here, let's add a new project. Add project, and the name of a project is going to be, what's the name of our application? Messenger clone, let's say. Continue. Let's enable Google Analytics as well. I'm gonna create a new account for this. Messenger clone. Save. Location, let's select our location. So select your country. In my case, I'm gonna select Spain. And let's accept the terms. Create project. Let's wait a couple of seconds until it creates. But while we're doing that, we will need the bundle identification of our application. And yeah, this is the native bundle identification that identifies each application on, for example, Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. App Store. So in React Native, using Expo, how we can do that? We need to open our, what do we have here? App.json from the root folder. And here for iOS, let's provide the, how is it called? Bundle identifier. And the bundle identifier looks very similar to an URL. The only thing it is inversed. So if my application will be hosted on, let's say, it doesn't have to be called hosted, like I'm just saying like messenger.notjust.dev, then the bundle identifier is the reverse, like dev.notjust.messenger. So the first part identifies your organization, and the second part identifies the application. So messenger probably is okay. Messenger clone, let's do. And the same thing for Android here. We're gonna say, but here it's not bundle ID, but it's package name, package. Yeah, just package. And let's copy the same name. Come on. Here we go. So we have set the iOS bundle identifier and the Android package. Now let's go back to our Firebase, and here we see that our new project is ready. Let's continue. And from here, this is the homepage of our application. Like this, probably you will see better. Let me zoom in a bit. So first of all, let's press on these settings on the top left corner near the project overview. And let's go to the project settings. In the general tab, if you scroll a bit down, you will see your application here. So here we need to link our Firebase project with our specific native projects for iOS and Android. So let's start with Android. And here we're gonna put the package name that we just set in our app.json here. This is the package name. And for the nickname, I don't know, like it's not required, but let's do messenger clone. Let's register the application. And now let's download the Google service JSON. This is a configuration file that needs to be included in your build in order for your application to connect correctly with a Firebase application. Okay, so we don't have to follow these rules because we're gonna set it up a little bit differently. So just press next, and here next, and continue to console. Now let's do the same thing but for iOS right now. So iOS, it's the same bundle identifier and the same name, messenger. Register application. If your application is hosted on App Store, you can provide there the App Store ID as well. Or you can later on update whenever you upload your application on App Store. Now also let's download the Google Service Info file. This is the same configuration, but for iOS. And yeah, next, 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 continue. That's it from the console. Now, the next step is to install the React Native Firebase package in our application. So let's see the documentation of our Stream Chat SDK. So first of all, create Firebase project, register iOS and Android application. We did that. Download the configuration file for iOS and Android, perfect. And now let's install React Native Firebase. So we do not have here the documentation, but I would like to go there to React Native Firebase. Yeah, it's this one, rn firebase.io. And here there is the getting started guide. It starts with documentation about how you can install React Native Firebase in a React Native project using React Native CLI. However, our project is using Expo. So if we scroll down a bit, there is the... Where is it? Come on, Expo, here. So with the new versions of Expo, now it is possible to work with libraries that contain native code in Expo. This was not possible to be done before, but from the Expo version 41, this is possible using the config plugin system. So we're gonna try to do that today and see how it goes. So integrating with Expo is possible in both workflows. The only thing is that React Native Firebase will not work in the Expo Go application. So you're gonna see how we're gonna build it and run it on the device the same way, but it's not using the Expo Go application that we are used to. Okay. So yeah, let's start with installing the React Native Firebase /application. This is the core. Where is it? Let's open our... I'm gonna stop the server. We're not gonna need it anymore. And let's do npm install React Native Firebase /application and also React Native Firebase /messaging with E, right? No, it's with A, messaging. Okay, so the first one, React Firebase application, is the core of React Native Firebase, but the messaging is specifically for notification and cloud messaging. So we're gonna need them both. Let's wait until they install. And yeah, after installing it, we need to add the config plugin to our plugins array in our application.json. And we need to provide the paths for the two files that we downloaded recently, the Google service and the Google service files. So let's go ahead and do that while we are waiting for it to install, but I think it already did. Yes. Okay, I need to upgrade my npm. We're gonna do later. So now we need to, using the plugins system of Expo, we need to link the Firebase plugin. So here, after our web, we're gonna do plugins. And the plugins is an array with plugins that you have. So it's, I think I have it copied. React Native. Okay, I need double quotes here. React Native Firebase /application. And that's this way we are linking the package which contains native code with our application. And by doing that, Expo will make sure to include everything from the native code like Android manifest file and all our dependencies in our native Android application. And our thing is, for iOS here, we need, and for Android, we need to provide links to our configuration files. So let me, okay. Let's bring these two files that we downloaded, Google Service JSON and the Google Service info to our project here. Now to Google service file, I can copy them. So Google service file, this is for Android. Okay, in the Android object here, after the package, we can specify the Google service file, which will take from the same directory here, Google service.json, this one. And the same thing for iOS. Let's add a comma, Google service file, and it's the other file. Okay, all right. And next, rebuild your application as described in the Add Custom Native Code guide. Okay. So, when we add custom native code, which we did right now with plugins, we will need to run the project a bit differently. It's with Expo Run iOS and Expo Run Android. So let's open our tools here and do Expo Run Android. I'm gonna work in this video with Android because testing iOS notification with the emulator is a bit more difficult. So I'm gonna try to keep it simple with Android device, because with Android you don't have to publish your application in order to test push notifications. However, this should work both with Android and iOS. And now we're gonna have to wait until Expo will build a specific version of our application that is gonna be able to run as a standalone version without Expo Go. So let me close everything here. And yeah, we're gonna have to wait a bit. All right, like this. Perfect. When you start the course, I have pre-ordered. Did you receive email notifications, emails from me? Because I sent not emails to everyone who has joined the course during the pre-sale campaign. So please, if you didn't receive any emails, just let me know. Write me an email at Vadim at notjust.dev, and I'm gonna make sure that you are all set. Why is everyone using Expo? Because it makes your life easier. It's easier to get started. It's easier to debug, to install libraries. And yeah, that's one of the reasons, of course. But yeah, like they both, like React Native CLI and Expo, they have very specific use cases. So I'm not saying that one is better than another, but in the context of building fast prototypes and building even building production-ready application, in most of the cases, Expo is a very good tool that will save you a lot of time, specifically with cloud builds that they provide. Like you can have a perfect CI/CD that will deploy your application like in minutes when you push new codes. So yeah, what's the difference between React Native CLI and Expo? Expo is just a set of tools built on top of React Native that like they do a lot of things. But let's start from the beginning. Like it makes it way easier to get started and get your first React Native project up and running. With Expo, you don't have to install Android Studio, you don't have to install Xcode in order to get started. All of these native projects are managed by Expo behind the scenes, and you just have to install the Expo CLI, initialize your project, and you're good to go to test it. Another benefit is that you can test your application right on your phone, and specifically if you're building iOS, if you want to test an application on an iOS phone, but you have a Windows device, with React Native CLI you cannot do that. With Expo, you are able to test it directly on your physical device, on iOS physical device, without having to connect any cables and so on. You just have to be on the same network. These are just some of the benefits that I like. Yeah, build successfully. All right, okay. And now it says that it's opening our application on our Pixel device. Android bundling complete. And here we have it. Here we have our application. So I'm gonna sign in with the same account. Okay. And yeah, everything is working as it was working before. Now, however, okay, let's test a push notification. I'm gonna close the application and let's go back in our Firebase. Where is it? Did I just close it? Let's open Firebase dashboard. Go to console. And let's open our messenger clone. And let's scroll down in the left panel until we get to the cloud messaging under the engage tab. So cloud messaging. And from here, let's press send your first message. Hello there. How are you? Okay, notification image. No, we don't need that. Next. Application. Let's select to which application we want to do it. Let's select the Android one. You can send to both of them actually. Where is it? Okay. To a specific version you can send. Scheduling now, conversion next, additional review, and publish. The campaign was successfully saved, the campaign was successfully started, and in a moment we should receive a notification here. Sometimes it takes a bit of time until it reaches, so we're gonna wait a bit. Come on. Will you work? Let's try one more time, but I think it's just gonna take a bit more time. Next. Android, next, next. Review and publish. Come on, let's cheer it up. Hello, Ankan. How are you doing? Should I be inside the application? But I don't think so. It should work behind the scenes as well. Next, review, publish. Try opening application. Yeah, I did that. Same result. Cloud messaging. Google service file. It's here. Come on. Let's check the documentation. Maybe I missed something. So next, rebuild your application as described in adding custom native code. Okay. Maybe it doesn't have, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I know why. We will need to ask permission to receive these notifications. So to do that, yeah, this is how we will request these permissions. So in the get stream documentation, if you scroll down a bit, you will see this method request permission. So let's copy this one and let's go in our project in the app.tsx. In the app, because this is the first screen and here is where we want to ask user for this permission. So let's add the request permission method. Okay, we will need to import messaging. So let's import messaging from React Firebase messaging here, and I like to keep it here. We also can delete a couple of things from here. Like selected channel. It's not that important right now, but still. Okay, so when should we ask for the permission? Whenever we open our application. So for that reason, I'm gonna do a use effect, which will call add the empty dependencies array to run it only once. And let's call the request permission here, save. And will you ask for permission? Authorization status 1, which means that it's enabled. Which means that everything is okay with the permissions. But let's try again now after doing that. So let's do a new notification. And next, Android, review and publish. And come on, you can do it. The bad thing that when I was testing before, the notification were not like in real time. They took around like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 20 seconds to reach. So now I'm staying like, I don't know if I should wait or it's not working. All right. Next, review, publish. I receive a notification, but not on the... No, it's something else. Man, that's quite sad, to be honest. So it has access. Request permissions. Okay. And still no notification. You can test this campaign by entering or selecting the token of your development device below. Okay, let's try to get this token by calling get token. So I can do here wait messaging dot get token, and this will const token console log token. This way we take the token of this device and we're gonna try to send, here is this token in the debug tools. Oh, come on. And from Firebase, let's add a new token here. And let's test. Send. Test. No? No notifications? Send. Okay, I see it. It's there. It's there. Yes. You see? We are receiving. Finally receiving notifications. So if I send a test message to specifically my device, I will see it here. Finally receiving notification. And if you press on it, it will open our application. Nice. The only thing is, I don't know why. Let's try once again, just by doing sending to all users here. Next, now, review and publish. Is it some issues with this? No, now I receive. Okay, now you see, finally receiving. Yeah, okay, fine. It's good that now it works. It probably needed some time to update because we didn't change anything. The only thing is that, yeah, we set everything up and we requested these permissions. The only thing that we did is get token. So maybe, unless you generate a token for the device when you first call this get token function, and that's why until now it was not working. That also might be the case. So if you're not receiving, try to get the token of a device, send manually from here to your device, send a test message, and you will see if it works or not. Come on, send. It should work. Yeah, you see it here, it's working. If it's working, that's good. Now we can move to the next step. And the next step is where? Is in our get stream documentation here. So we skipped a couple of steps. Let's have a look what we skipped here. So Firebase setup. Now this step is complete. We tested it. We know that it works. So we can move to the next step. Okay. Integration with Stream. All right. So from Firebase, we need to get the server key and to provide it to Stream SDK platform. All right, let's go back to Firebase. I don't know why I keep closing it. And let's go to the console and Messenger clone. Okay, in our settings here on the top, let's go to the project settings and let's choose the cloud messaging tab here. From the cloud messaging, let's copy the server key that you see here. Copy it. And now let's go back to our stream, but we need to go to no documentation, but to the console. So get stream, I'm gonna open it here, dashboard. And let's select the application, not just Messenger. And for the chat here on the top, you can see the chat. Let's go to the overview. And let's scroll a bit and see until we see Firebase. Okay, let's enable Firebase. And we will paste in here the server key that we just copied from the Firebase. Copy, paste, and save. Real-time settings successfully updated. Okay. Okay, here the step is done. We integration with Stream. Get the Stream server key. Get the server key. We copied it. And we uploaded it to Stream in order for Stream to be able to send this notification, because Stream is going to be the backend of Stream is going to be the one who will send push notifications regarding new messages, new mentions, and so on. So yeah. Now the next step is registering a device with Stream. At the moment, Stream has no idea what's the token. Where is it? This user token. And without the user token, Stream has no way to push notification to a specific user. So we need to somehow take this token and tell Stream SDK, like, here is the token of this user. If you need to send any push notification, send it to this token. So, okay, once you configure Firebase server key, okay. Here is one specific note, like the function add device, which will send the token to the server, should be called after connect user, after you sign in the user in the application. Because if you call it beforehand, Stream SDK does not know which is the currently signed in user, so it doesn't know with which user it should match this token. So first of all, do the connect user, and after that do the add the device in order to add the token, the Firebase token. So here they are doing it a little bit differently because we are doing it in the same component. But what do they have? They have a request permission, which we already added in our application. Every time you open the application, if the user did not give permission, we're gonna request it. Then what do we need? Okay, we need to get the token, we need to put it there. All right, so the same thing that we are doing here. To get the token, let's copy it from here because we're not gonna need it in our application component. We will need to go to our authentication screen. Is it to authentication screen? Or is it here, user ID? Because here we also know when the user... No, let's go to the authentication. Because YouTube is saying that it does not receive any data. My streaming software say... Was there any drop in my frames, or it was working fine all the way? Because now I see that it's okay, but weird. Okay. Yeah, everything seems to work back to normal. So in our sign up screen, let's do a register device for notifications. Should we do it here? One way would be to do it here, because in the sign up screen is where we connect the user. But the thing is that we are setting the username in the global state, and this way we have access and we know if a user is signed up or not here in our application, right? Because our application is responsible for holding the user ID, which will, if it's empty string, it's not sign in. If it has a value, that means that the user is signed in and we can safely register the device. So let's define it here in our application. Register device. First of all, we're gonna get the token, and the function should be async. Yeah, let's get the token. And after that, using the client add device, wait, client, yeah, because here is where we have a client, that's true. Client dot add device, oh come on, add device. Hey Idan, thank you very much for the donation. That's so nice of you. Idan saying just arrived. Do you use Firebase for this chat app? We are using Firebase for the notifications for this app. And yeah, only for notifications. Add the device, and the device will be this token from the messaging. And here the second parameter should be what type of token is this, and this is a Firebase token. Save. And anything else? Not at this moment. So when should we call register device? Because right now we just define it, we are not calling it anywhere. We should call it in a use effect. Use effect, let's call it register device. However, it should run every time this use effect, it should run every time our user ID is changed. So, and we also will need to check if user ID only then call register device. Register device should be called only if user is authenticated, like this. Register. That's why we're checking here user ID. That's why we have user ID as a dependency. Whenever the user ID will change, we will run this function again, and we will check if we need to register this device. Okay, what? Let's try to run the application. Where is it here? Messenger. All right, let's log in. And everything is okay so far. Okay. So now we need a way to test if Stream SDK is able to send notification to our application. There is a tool, interact with push notification. We're gonna get there, but if we scroll down to troubleshooting, push notification, I think it's in the README here. They have their CLI, and with their CLI, you are able to send push notifications. Yeah, using this CLI, stream chat. Where is the documentation about the CLI? Okay, nonetheless, yeah, I don't remember where is the documentation, but they have a CLI which will help us test our notification, and not only, it's able to help you with different kind of tests. So to install it, let's install it globally with npm install -g-g get stream CLI. Okay. Hey Vadim, I'm making a music app from your Spotify clone. That's nice. Kudos to you. I heard that a lot of people are actually building startups and building application based on that Spotify clone, which is always encouraged. Good job, guys. The question is, why didn't you create a music player screen in that? And can you tell me how can I add that screen in the application? I didn't do that just because I didn't have time to build it in the live stream. And how you can do that? That's a very, very, very general question. So I don't know how to answer it. It's not possible probably to answer it in a sentence like you have to do that and you achieve it. Like I showed in that build how you can add different screens. For example, for the home screen and for the album screen. You can replicate this to create a new screen for your music player. Then you take the logic from the widget of a music player and put it in that page, adjust the styles, adjust the UI, and here you go. Here you have it. But yeah, I understand it's not that easy, and probably I cannot explain it in an answer here. All right, so we have it. Now we need to configure it. So let's call stream config set. What's your full name? I don't know, Vadim. What's your email address? Is it this one associated? I hope so. What's your stream API key? Let's go to the dashboard, and in the chat overview, where is it? Wait a second. Where is the keys? Should be, yeah, app access keys. So my key is this one. and the secret is here, so you can copy it. Let's leave default this one. Environment, we are working in development yet. So development, error tracking true, and yeah, your stream CLI configuration has been generated. Perfect. Now, the way to test push notifications here, first of all, let's close the application. Let's put it in background. It's not closed, it's just in background. And we're gonna write stream chat push and test. And here with -u, we need to specify an ID of an user. So if you don't know your ID, you can go to Explorer. The ID is the username that you are using to log in the application. So users, mine is Vadim, right? No, there should be one with this one. Vadim with lowercase v. So let's try that. Vadim. And let's check it. Yeah. Vadim, there is a member who messaged you. If I press on it, it is supposed to open back the application. Awesome. So let's check also if it works when the application is completely closed, like I closed it. So let's check another notification there. Okay. Yes, it's there. And if I open it, will you open the application? But that's probably not the problem with our application. I don't know what's happening. But here it is. So, yeah guys, just by doing this, we enabled push notification for our application. We have tested using the CLI. We make sure that we receive these notifications there. Now to test it with two devices, to be honest, it's a bit more difficult. So unless you build this application and upload it to Play Store, to your internal tests, or to Apple App Store, it's a bit difficult to test it with two devices. The only way we could do that is to open our Android project in Android Studio, build the application, then open two emulators here, and with that APK run the application on two different devices, and then try to see if the notification will go from one device to another. I mean, when you message from one device a user to another device, they should receive this notification. So I'm thinking, should we get into that? Yeah, let's try to do that. So I'm gonna open Android Studio. Hopefully my PC will not catch fire. Come on, Android Studio, where are you? Android Studio, you are requested. Please come here. It just doesn't want to open. So let me force quit it. Doesn't want even to force quit. Why don't we start one in web and one in emulator? Because on web it does not work. I could start it on iOS. I could start it on iOS, but with... Let's try to start it on iOS. Most probably it will not work, because... Let's see. because Android Studio just doesn't want to open for some reason. Add this application to Play Store. Seriously, please add it. Like, this application is ready to be added to Play Store. Like, it has everything, but maybe we can add it for educational purposes, because I don't see any other reason to add it to Play Store as it is. Please make a video on Uber Eats clone using Firebase and JavaScript. All right. We'll see. I cannot promise that, but I'm gonna do Uber Eats with Firebase. But we are working on Uber Eats, so it's gonna come somewhere in future. But we are already preparing it because it's gonna be mind-blowing. That would be even more difficult to test on iPhone since it's hell getting up on the Apple App Store. The only thing is, yeah, like the easiest way and the fastest way to test it right now and to show you with two different devices that it works is to actually build it from Android Studio. But my Android Studio doesn't want to open. Or to connect from another computer, another application, the same API key, and then from there to send messages. That might work. Let me try. But I'm playing here, like, if the live stream just drops, just know that I'm trying to run Android Studio on every machine that I have around me right now. What did I want it to do? So I'm just trying to run the same application on another machine, on a Windows machine, and maybe this way it will work. So oh, come on. Save. Come on, come on, come on. Android Studio and indexing. Okay. I'm waiting for things to install on everywhere. Publishing application to App Store. That's something that we are definitely gonna get into that. Like, I have a very long list of basic things that you would need for every application, and I want to create individual videos for that. We started with authentication screens. If you didn't see, check them out on the channel. And then we're gonna slowly get to building application, deploying, publishing, updating, and all of these things. Like, we're gonna cover everything. But yeah, like the only bottleneck is the time. So yeah, I really am very, very low on time with working on the course, which is gonna be ready by the end of this year. And by the way, if you didn't see, also in the description, you can find the waiting list for the course. Right now, the enrollments are closed, and we are testing it with the early birds, with people who bought it during the pre-sale campaign. And yeah, most of my time is going there nowadays. Oh my god. Just add it as a snack on Expo for testing. That wouldn't work. We already have some native code here on Expo, and with this native code, we already don't have usual Expo development tools, and we are actually no, wait a second. I started saying that because we added native code, which is coming from the Firebase for our push notifications, I was saying that we are not able to run it with Expo Go application on my device. But that's actually not true. First of all, let me try to do it with 2 devices here, and then I'm gonna continue my thought there. Oh, Messenger would like to send you push notifications. Allow. Oh, it works on this device as well. And if I open it here, will it work here as well? iOS, sign in. And here we have Vadim and Vadim, sign up. Okay, it's looking good, Let's go to the user, to the iOS, and start a chat. You saw automatically it open up. Hello. Boom. We sent it there. Now, let's put in the background on Android. Let's go to our chat here on iOS and say, hi. Send. Boom, we have a notification, a push notification about the new message. iOS, which is the name of this user, it has also the user ID. Maybe we can adjust the title here, we'll see. And down below we see the message, hi. So, how are you doing? Oh, come on. Send. Automatically, right away, how are you doing message. And if I press, it should open the application. I'm not sure why it doesn't, but it should. How are you doing? Boom, it's here. And it works even if you close completely your application, not just in the background. Wake up. Send. Come on, send. And the notification is there. Hello. Awesome. Everything is working perfectly, guys. On iOS, it's not set up yet because it needs some extra steps. And you would need to have a developer account and publish it there. So I'm not going to cover this use case here because this tutorial is mostly how you can integrate Stream with push notifications with Firebase. And this is what we have done here. If you're interested in a specific video regarding notifications, how to integrate Firebase notification in any application, let me know down below, and we might get into that soon. All right, so yeah, it works, finally. Everything with notification works. What else can we do here? All right. Let's open it here. No, we do not receive it here yet. All right, so interacting with push notifications. Let's have a look at this step. When a user interacts with your notification by pressing on it, the default behavior is to open the application. Since notification were only displays only on the application is in the background. By the way, yeah, that's also true. The application should be in background or closed for the notification to work. Because if your application is on foreground and you send some messages, you'll not receive any push notification. It makes sense because you don't have to receive. You need to receive only when the notification is in background. Now you do receive. Okay, so the application will always open. Yeah, for in our case, I don't know why it's not opening, but okay. On Android, you can set click action open activity 1 in Firebase notification template. Click action open activity 1. You can set in Firebase notification template. Maybe that's the reason. So click action on Android, you can set this one, notification template. Let's go in our stream dashboard, chat overview. Let's scroll down until we see Firebase. And here for the template, click action. Yeah, it's open activity 1. Why are not working? Come on. Open activity 1. Yeah, here we can also delete the channel name but yeah, like it depends. But in our case, it didn't look very well. So we can, for the title, we can keep only the sender.name. So if we save and we send a notification now, it's not gonna have those numbers. It's just gonna have the who sent it and the message itself. Message.text. Sound default. All right, okay. To test the next things, like in many cases, it is useful to detect whether the application was opened by pressing on a notification, so you could open a specific screen, for example. Yeah, this is what I want to do. If I press on a notification from a user, I want the application to open and automatically open the chat room with that user without me having to go there. So there is this possibility, but with this issue that the notification does not open the application by default, this is a bit weird. Yeah, like why you're not opening by default? Push notification does not open up. Android push notification does not open application. Yeah, that's something that we are struggling with. I've added this at the end of the post, but it probably should be here. I found the problem. The click action parameter was causing the problem. My API provider set URL address as value of this parameter to help himself on the website, and that was it. Big thanks. Probably the click action should have a different parameter here. Click action open activity 1. Open activity 1 Android. Maybe it's not activity 1. Android source main Java. main activity. Main activity. Click action. Let's see what value click action expects. Firebase click action. In the documentation, if it's better if we find it. Firebase Cloud Protocol. Where is it? Title, yeah, click action, optional, string. The action associated with a user click on the notification corresponds to category in the APN payload. If I just delete, because it's optional, if I just delete it from here, let's try, X, save, will you work? Receive notification, press on it. Yes, now it works. I think it's just the name, open activity 1, but the action associated with a user click on the notification. Yeah, but what should it be? Open action, click action, come on. No information about it. I'm just gonna try with main activity, but most probably it's not gonna work. Where is it? Firebase template, click action, and here open main activity. The thing is that I don't need to set it, because without it, it works. Yeah, let's just remove it, because it works without it. Let's save, and let's double check to make sure that it actually works. Okay, send. Boom, and I open the application. But when I press on that notification, I want to open the application directly in this chat to see the message that I just received. So to do that, it's possible, and we are gonna close everything that we don't need and go here. So in many cases, it is useful to detect whether the application was opened by pressing on a notification. Okay, the React Native Firebase provides two APIs for handling interaction. Get initial notification. This is the method when the application is open from after it being the first time it opens, basically not coming from the background, but when you close it all together and you receive a notification, you're gonna receive this in the get initial notification. However, when you receive a notification, you press on it, but the application is in background, you will receive on notification opened up. You can access the notification data in both of these functions. Make sure you have set the correct notification template in the dashboard. Please check push templates docs for more details on the template. To handle both scenarios, the code can be executed during setup. For example, using React Navigation, we can set an initial route when the app is open from a quit state and push to a new screen when the app is in the background state. Okay, what? Application. On notification open. Okay. That's what I'm gonna try to do. And get initial, then yeah, let's start with messaging on notification open, remote message. All right, so in our app.tsx, I'm gonna close everything. App.tsx, register device. Should we mess it? We can do it in the request permission because this use effect is related to our notification permission and so on. So let's do it here. What will we have? Messaging on notification open. Messaging dot on notification opened, and here is gonna be the remote message. So first of all, yeah, let's just simply console log similar to what they do. Notification cause app to open from background state, and the remote message that we are console logging. So here we will probably receive this event. So let's go to iOS, sign up, and to our chat. Our application, is it in background? No, it's not in background. So first of all, let's open the application on our Android and move it to background. I'm gonna also sign up here. It's not required, but let's do it. Okay, it should be different. It should be, I sign up to a different account. Hello Unplugged. Welcome here. Thank you very much for your support. Sign up. And now, if I put the application in background to be here, if I send here a message, let's open it here. And we see this notification caused application to open from background state and the object of our remote message, which contain the data from message ID, notification, body, title, and so on. Channel. Yeah, this is the channel. Okay, and what else? They are getting here the channel and the message. Probably we will only need the channel. So let's remote message data.channel ID. Okay, so let's try to take the channel, not this one, but this one, channel. Remote message. Object is possibly undefined. Or undefined. Here I'm gonna say alright, so with this channel this message belongs to the channel with this ID. Okay. And the second one is the messaging get initial notification, which is going to be called when our application is going to be in background. So this is the first one. I'm going to add here a comment for background notifications. And the second one is going to be for notification in when app is in quit state. So messaging get initial notification, the same function, a remote message. So yeah, probably we will have the same logic, but yeah, let's keep it like this. Notification cause app to open from quit quit state. Quit what? Channel. Let's do the same as we did here for the channel. The message, we don't actually need it. Now let's check it once again. Let's scroll down and let's completely quit the application this time. Let's close it completely. It's not here. Perfect. So iOS. Let's go here. Wake up. Send. And this will send this notification here. If I press, I should see notification caused up to open from quit state. And we have the same data for the notification. All right. So this message belongs to the channel with ID, with this ID. Now we need to navigate to that channel, but the thing is that navigation is not defined here yet. In our app function, we don't have navigation. Our navigation is where? Is in the navigation index. It's here. What's happening here? I'm gonna have to close and open again my VS Code. Now, better? Yeah. So our navigation is here. How do we do that? Give me just 1 second and I'm gonna be back. So I'm coming back. We continue with our navigation to open specific pages on in our application. Yeah. All right. So, what's the idea? In the application.tsx, we do not have our navigation. Should we just add what? Like a splash screen or something like that? Or should we do it in the bottom tab navigator? Or simply in the tab 1 screen? Because that's where we end up the first time, in the tab 1 screen. Basically here, so username. This is where we always end up. So let's move the logic, this logic in our screens. Where is it? Users screen or channel screen? No, channel list screen. This is the screen on the right. So yeah, let's copy these things. These two methods. Oh my god, it's so much here. Yeah, let's copy these two methods. On notification, open up and get initial notification from here, and just leave request permissions. And let's go to the channel list here, and we are going to add the use effect here on top. Use effect. Empty this one. Let's also import the use effect from React. Use effect. And let's paste in our functions. Save. We need to import messaging in this component from messaging from React Native Firebase messaging and use effect. And we will need navigation, but navigation we already have. So let's copy this, but yeah, let's go down below here, and whenever we get the channel of the notification, we can do navigate, to channel, and the channel will be this one. Let's copy this one from here and add it here as well. Okay, I think we need to run it again because yes, it cannot. Let's do run Android. Nurlan, здорово, hello. Hey Vadim, we'll really appreciate another part of Uber clone app to make it complete. What specific features would you like to see there? I'm gonna try to think how we can take these features that you are interested and either include them in different builds, in another builds, or to create individual videos that will cover those specific features. Why are we using Stream and not AWS, apart from the fact that the Stream is today's sponsor? Well, it's a lot of differences between Stream and AWS. So I'm gonna compare the two use cases that we have done very recently on this channel. It's this application that we're doing today, and it's the Signal clone application that we finished 2 weeks ago. So the Signal application was done in a traditional way with AWS, with Amplify. Everything was customly built. We have designed the database. We are managing all the infrastructure, all the logic behind it. We have implemented. Also all the features and so on. It took us 6 videos to implement some of the most, some of the basic features for that real-time chat application. And from some of the most advanced features in that application are what? Yes, we implemented real-time messaging. We implemented the image, audio messages. We implemented sending emojis and so on. But it's still very far from the amount of features that this application that you see right now on the screen has. And everything here was done in a 3 hours live stream. And it has way more features than we implemented ourselves in Signal. So here, like, there are two choices, like to go and implement everything yourself and reinvent the wheel and build it on either AWS or Firebase or a custom server with Marin, or to use a solution, the solution from Stream, which provides all of these features already built out of the box and will save you, I would say, probably more than half a year of building all these features in a production ready and scalable way. So yeah, like, the choice is yours. Also in this equation you get the price. If you build customly with AWS, your price might be less initially than the price of Stream. But here is what you have to balance. Like, are you willing to spend half a year to implement the chatting features in your application, or is it better to spend a little bit more money upfront for Stream SDK, or even to get it for free if you are eligible, because there is a maker account? So these are the things that you have to weigh and to balance and to think like what's best for your solution, because none of this solution is best in general for any use cases. It's best for a specific use case. And like, simply to simplify your decision process, I would say that if you are building specifically a chat messaging application, like you're competing with WhatsApp and with Telegram, like you are building a chat application, then most probably you will have to do it yourself, because it might be better if you think in terms of in future. For example, if you grow this application to millions of users, it might be better if you do it yourself. However, if your messaging is a part of your application, and I'm gonna take some inspiration from the application that already uses Stream. So if I go to chat messaging, for example, BlaBlaCar does not offer messaging application. It offers ride-sharing application, but they have messaging there. So in that case, it makes a lot of sense to focus on providing in-house good services for ride-sharing features, and to outsource and to leverage Stream SDK to provide a chat feature in your application. Same with TaskRabbit. It's not a chat messaging application. It's an application, I don't know specifically what TaskRabbit is, but they have messaging there. So they are, instead of spending time to implement all this feature, they're better using something like Stream. So yeah, that's a simple way how I would look at it. Your English is perfect. Great job. Thank you very much. It's still far from perfect, especially when I'm editing videos. I'm always like, why do you pronounce install, what? But yeah. Okay. All right, so we're going to continue our discussion in a moment when we are going to have Q&A. I see a lot of questions there, but now let's check the navigation, because that's what we stopped at. So on our Android device, I'm going to close the application. Here, I'm going to send a message. Hello. Send. I'm going to open here our notification. I'm going to press on it. Undefined is not an object channel, state membership. That's interesting. Because here with navigation channel, usually we are expecting an actual channel, as you can see here on channel pressed. But in this case, we only have an ID of a channel. So we should somehow find the channel by ID and then send it there, right? Channel ID. Okay, let's go through some documentation. I want to get a channel by ID, so it shouldn't be that complicated. Let's go to the client. Channels, creating a channel, watching a channel, updating, querying channels. Okay, query channel, filter, but I want to get it by ID. Filter. Common filters, messaging and team. Support. Channel, queryable build filter. Oh, the idea of a channel. Okay, let's do it like this. I don't know where, but somewhere here. So channel channel notification, notification, something like this, is gonna be that one, but our channel itself is gonna be, do we have a client here? Do we have a client here? We don't have a client here, but do we have a client in the channel page? Probably yes. So I'm thinking I will send here just channel ID, console log channel ID, channel.id. Same thing here, channel ID. And I'm gonna go in our screens, channel screen. And here, yeah, we have here the channel. But we also, look, I'm gonna better destructure it here. Channel and channel ID. Channel ID. From params or from an empty object, because params can be null. In that case, it might crash and so on. So if channel was not provided, we need to find a channel using this ID. To do that, we need an access to our client. Where is our const client equal use channel client? Yeah, channel. Oh, channel context, and we just destructure the client. So const channels equal await client. Let's try to find a channel using chat client, query channels, query channels. Does not exist. Use channel context. What exists there? Oh, come on. Screens. In what screen? Sign up. You sign up. Use chat context and client. Use chat context from Stream Chat API Expo. Use chat context. And it should be imported from Not from here, but from Stream Chat Expo. No. Wait a second. Yeah, it's from here. Client. All of these things should happen in a use effect. So use effect here. Let's define const fetch channel equal sync, and here let's do fetch channel. But when should this use effect happen? Whenever the channel ID changes here. So if channel ID changes, we need to check this. So channels await query, and the filter is gonna be filter members no ID equal to the channel ID. Will it work like this? You know what? I'm gonna I'm not gonna use channel here. I'm always gonna send the channel ID because this is actually better in navigation to send only IDs, not a whole object. So let's remove it from here. And now our channel is going to be kept in state. Channel set channel equal use state null. Let's take it from React here. And first of all, let's console log channels. I want to see what channels it finds when querying this. Channel ID, params. Okay, and now going back to our channel list screen. Whenever I have this on channel pressed, I'm not gonna send the whole channel. I'm gonna send channel ID to channel.id. So if I log in here, let's open here. Objects are not valid as a React child. Found object with keys if meant to render. Where is that? I'm not export default. Where is it? Is it in our navigation? Index. No, I don't think so. We didn't do anything in navigation. Is it in app? So, okay, it's not in our application because we see this one. Sign up. Okay, everything is okay. So let's test. If I press on a chat channel, I should see something. A React child found object with he. If you meant to render a collection of children, use an array instead. Channel screen created by scene view. Channel screen. What did you find there? If channel display text. But we're not setting it anywhere. Use effect. What's happening here? Sign up. And if I press on something, objects return. Console log channel. I'm trying to think if it's something from here, like if it reaches here at least. Yeah, let's just do it like this. And I'm gonna get back if I see that it's not this issue. So let's sign up, press on a, it's still there. So what? Channel not found. Channel screen. What's happening there? Can you answer? If channel return text. $100 likes. Let's go back to stream. You use chat context. What's the issue? Okay. No, it's something with navigating here, navigation navigate, channel ID. We're navigating to the channel page, channel screen. Channel ID, channel ID. All right, what might be the problem? But yeah, the issue is saying that it's in there. Chat provider, theme provider, navigation, channel screen. That's how it's to live or go live with React. Objects are not valid. Found object. If you meant to render a collection. Channel screen. Use state. This is the simplest component right now. It just returns a text. Let's see if it will also give us an error. Vadim. So here Vadim and here Vadim. Objects are not valid. Do you think it's because of the import, not from Expo? No, it's not from that one. Navigation index, what's happening here? Tab 1 screen. Channel component channel screen. If I simply replace with not found here, will you work? This screen does not exist. Okay, channel screen. Screens, channel, screen. Channel, screen. It's because it's a sync. Oh god, yes. That happens guys. So don't worry. Just remove a sync from here, drink some water, and try not to throw the PC. Okay, it's good. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, now it's gonna work. So let's uncomment this one. Fast channel, channel ID. Mads just answering, your component is a sync. Wait a second. Yeah, people. Thank you very much, View, Mads, and everyone else who wrote that my component is a sync. Okay, where I was with this channel ID, right? So in the channel list screen here, I'm still sending channel ID. Okay. All right. I just want to console log the channels and see them here. All right. Let's do that here. Oh, come on. Why don't you use TypeScript to prevent that? I actually use it, but because it's a live stream, I don't manage to fully use TypeScript as I use it in my projects when I work. So even if it has a red error, I'm trying not to waste a lot of time to fix it. So that's why, and that's a good idea, to use it. All right, so if I press on this one, channel not found, array 0. But why? Console log channel ID. It didn't find any channels. It's this one. So let's have a look in the dashboard if there are any channels with this ID. Dashboard. Selecting the application, chat overview, no, chat explorer, and channels. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, maybe I wrote it. So filter, status. Last message at member count created at team last updated at channel queryable built-in field. The following channel fields can be used to filter your query. Here is lowercase, here is uppercase. Querying option, state, watch limit, offset. Maybe ID equal channel ID. And yeah, now it works. Very weird, very weird that's actually one of the feedback that I'll give to the team, because I complimented their documentation like publicly and to them personally, to the development team, that the documentation is very, very well built. But this thing that the names are in capital, and if I use them in capital, they are not working. That's a bit weird. So, okay, now let's check if channels.length is more than 0. Then we found a channel, so we can set it in state. Set channels at 0. Save. And yes, now it works. Channels at 0. All right. Does that mean that our, let's check iOS. Okay. I can add, or here I can say loading, or just add an activity indicator or something like that. All right, so does that mean that it will automatically open that page? Because right now we are, come on, we're not even there. Oh, Vadim. So if I go here and write hello, let's try to open the notification, hello, and it automatically opens this, the chat room. Very nice, very nice. So even if we are in a different chat room here, and I put it in background, no, not there, here, and I open it, it should move to a new one. Boom, automatically, and it doesn't. Channel ID. So if I'm on a different channel and I send a message here, it still loads this one. Console log channel ID if channels. Yeah, but channel screen changes. Okay. Fetching channel. Okay, let's go back. Fetching channel. Okay, I am here. I close the application. I send a message. I open the notifications. Fetching message, members. Are you saying that? Let's debug console log, updating channel state, else console log, no channels found. Updating state, perfect. If I go here, okay. Didn't even start channel. Yeah, because it's one second. Let's go to another user here. Update channel state. Oh, that's fun. Update channel state. Update channel state. In our state, the channel updates, but here it doesn't. Console log, displaying channel ID. Updating channel state, displaying channel. This one, updating. Yeah, in our state it works correctly. But on the screen, it's a bit different. Channel. I'm thinking that they are not updating it whenever we send it. Basically, they're not listening for, or I'm doing something bad here. If I send a different channel, I don't know. Let's see the documentation for the channel. Watching channels. It creates a channel if it doesn't. No, I'm gonna go to docs. React Native components. You're always selecting channel 0. Yeah, because I'm searching by ID and I expect always to receive an array with one element, like at least and at most, because it should be only one. It can be the case that they return an empty array, so that's why I'm checking if it's more than 0. I'm taking the one at 0. And in my state, it actually updates. I think in their state, it's not updating. So if I check the channel component is the main enter. Let's see, components takes an instance of a channel as a prop. As you can create a channel, or you are navigating from channel list, access the selected channel. Okay. Create and watch. I need to somehow trigger a channel instance. Close suggested, compress image, copy message, delete, disable. Do doc upload request? Nope. Do mark? No. Enforce unique reactions, flag message, force. There are a lot of parameters that you can adjust your channel with, like blocking user, copying, handle. What if I need to trigger a reset to this channel? What if I initially set channel with null? This will render this part. This might trigger a re-render there. So if I go to this one, I close the application, I send a message. Yes, it works. Yeah, so basically when just sending a different channel, the channel behind the scenes is actually cached and is not updated. Yeah, this is also something that I should note down to give them feedback. Because as I understand, they just have to update internally the channel whenever the prop channel is updated. Okay, so what did we discover here? Documentation, there was the and okay, all right. So that means that our notifications are fully completed. Now they not only you receive notifications on your device, but also whenever you press on that notification, it will open our messaging application, and it will open that specific screen from the chat room that you receive a notification. This is a very good example of how you can improve engagement in your application. And whenever you receive, for example, a comment, if you press on that notification, it's better if you open that post. Whenever you receive a message, you click on that message, you open right away the chat room, so you can answer there. All right, okay. So, yeah, this was the main part of today's live stream, and this is what I wanted to cover, the push notifications. So with that being said, we can do git add, git commit, push notifications. and all the code you can access in the link of the description. Okay, what else would you like us to cover in today's video? I'm thinking about threads, to cover threads. So whenever you will, for example, you can open here a thread reply, but it does not work. So if you want that, we can get started with threads. Oh, that was intense, I would say that. But with like native notification, push notification, it's always like that. So if you are struggling and if you have issues with this, just remember, like, everyone is struggling, everyone is having these issues. Something is not working, like we need to debug and so on. So don't have the impression that everyone on YouTube that you are watching tutorials, if they are doing everything from the first try, it doesn't mean that they are actually doing it from the first try. They are preparing a lot, they are editing it, the video. And yeah, that's why a lot of you prefer the live streams to see how we go about when we encounter some errors, how we debug, how we try to solve it. So here you go. Okay, so let's have a look at the threads, and with that being said, I think our chat application is going to be complete. So hello stream chat, I think. Let's see, where is the thread? Here. So there is one more high-level component that Stream Chat for React Native provides out of the box, and that is the thread. Stream Chat supports threaded messages, and the message list supplies a UI for threads out of the box. But as a thread on a mobile messaging app generally exists in a separate screen, it is up to you to handle thread selection and subsequent navigation in your implementation. Thread has no required props, as it relies heavily on the context to function. The simple code snippet can be extended to include thread and keep track of a thread state similar to channel by utilizing it on thread select prop on the message list. The code snippet now has a fully functional channel list and message list and thread list, although currently it provides no way to back out of the pseudo navigation. For additional information on thread component, check the thread. So it has a channel, if thread, okay. So the message list on thread select. Thread reply. So if I select here thread, I should be redirected to this specific thread. Do you want to do it with a different navigation screen? Can you learn React and React Native without knowing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics? I'm doing a career switch and I'm curious. So simply said, just basics you need nonetheless. Like this is a must. Without it, you're gonna have a lot of problems, and that's gonna lead to anxiety, and you're gonna give up. So start with JavaScript basics. But if you want to get into React.js, I would suggest for you to start with HTML and CSS, then to get in JavaScript basics. And once you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript basics, from here you can either go to React.js or to React Native. So here you go. Okay. You need a client that is an instance of our thread should be in the channel. Our thread should be in the channel. Let's do it like this. So in our screens, channel screen, let's have a state, or let's keep a state variable for our selected thread. Set thread. Use state, I think it's message type they're saying, or null. Initially it's gonna be null. Okay, now for the message list, here we can provide on thread select, and this is the function that is going to be called whenever we press on this one thread reply. So if I do it like this on thread select, I can do set thread. Oh my god, set thread. And then let's, inside the channel here, let's check if we have a thread. Then let's render the thread. Otherwise, I'm gonna do it like this. Otherwise, I'm gonna render the message list and the message input. Like this. So let me open the application again. And here, let's press on the thread, and I see the thread, right? Yes, this is the thread. But now, if I go back, it just goes back there. Okay. We need a way to get back from that thread. Reply. Thread reply. And this will, this will open the thread. Now I'm thinking it's most probably better if we add the thread as a separate screen, as a separate stack screen. The only thing that we're gonna need to do is to send the channel ID there and similarly do everything. So it's gonna be very similar to our channel screen, but it's gonna render only the thread. So channel screen, let's copy and duplicate this file, and I'm gonna call the copy thread screen. Let's open thread screen and rename it thread screen. Now I'm gonna delete the message list. I'm gonna leave only the thread, and actually I'm gonna delete everything like this and display it like similarly. Thread set thread. That's a bit weird. How will it work? All right. I'm thinking, how will it know which thread is opened? But probably it keeps track of the last open thread of a channel based on the thread that you click, and after that it displays it like this. Yeah, probably it's like that. So I'm gonna delete the console log. So the thread screen, again, it will receive, we don't need to keep the thread in state, but it will similarly receive a channel ID because we need to fetch it. I'm gonna delete everything else. Yeah, it's very, very similar to our message list. But back in our channel screen here, I want to remove the thread and leave only our message list and message input. The same with a thread from here and with this callback function. Now let's go in our navigation where we have a channel screen. Let's duplicate to thread screen, and back down below in our root navigator where we have a channel, I'm gonna also do thread screen. Okay, thread screen. Now back in our channel screen, the message list on thread selected, I will do navigation dot, we don't have here navigation, right? Yeah, for that reason I'm gonna take it navigation, use navigation from the React Native Core, and here navigation, navigate to our thread. It doesn't show autocomplete, and also it shows here with red, just because in our types.tsx for our root stack param list we do not have here thread. Thread, okay, and channel screen, navigate to thread, and I'm gonna pass here channel ID with channel, but we have it as channel ID, so we can keep it like this. Let's see if it will work. Let's go here. If you press on one thread, it doesn't do anything. Loading. On thread select. Let's go here, thread. I'm thinking that here I will have to send the whole channel. Might be the case that they keep it here. So channel. I don't need this use effect. Let's just try it like this. Just sending the channel. So now if I press thread, nope. Thread screen channel. What might be the issue? Let me just try to display the message input here, just to see if something works on that page. Yes, it works, the message input, but the thread doesn't. On thread dismount, thread component docs. Let's check the documentation for this specific thread. Component to render threads replies for a message along with an input box for adding new thread replies. This component internally uses message list and message input component. Okay. Oh, you can send the thread to the channel here. All right, that's what I was interested on how the channel knows which thread to display here. So besides the channel message ID, I'm gonna need also the message. Let's go back to the case where we're receiving not channel but channel ID and then finding the channel. That's, I think, better because we are sending only an ID to the navigation. And here message ID, and I can take this message ID and send it thread message ID. So channel screen channel ID equal channel ID, and here we should receive the thread. Let's send it as message ID thread dot CID, not sure, but let's try. Okay, not working. Just ID. No. Thread message ID. Instance of stream client. Close thread and set the thread and thread messages in the channel. Disable. When true, the underlying input box will be disabled on thread dismount function, which will get called when thread component and mouse reload thread. A message object that when set indicates a thread is open. When used with thread component, this will display the thread. When used with standard message list component, this will prevent any singleton components. Maybe it should be the whole, not just the, where is it? Not just the message ID, but the whole thread, you know, or just let's call it thread. So thread yes, it works. So here in this thread, we can chat in a separate, yeah, like and we can also say to thread and also to the whole channel. This feature is very similar to Slack and also Discord right now introduce threads, and it's a way to keep for example, this message to thread and also to the whole channel was sent here, and also if we press on the thread it was sent here. And boom, this way we have implemented threads. And if I go to the different one, we can keep our conversation categorized, and we see like how many thread replies we have there and so on. When loving it, when will you be getting verified on YouTube? I don't know what's I didn't even research about that. When does that happen? Usually. Notification on icons, please. The one on the top right corner. What do you mean? The one at the top right corner. All right, so yeah, like threads are done, notifications are done, and yeah, that's mostly everything that I wanted to show you. Let me do git add, git commit threads, and git push origin main. Awesome. There is also possibility to add internationalization if you want to provide your application in different languages. And this, if you deploy your application to users who speak another language, you'll need to internationalize it. SDK components are available in multiple languages out of the box. At the moment to support the following languages, and more will be added in future: English, French, Hindi, Italian, Dutch. The stream provides static translation for React Native components from the Stream Chat SDK. Stream Chat, stream OK. Okay, Streamy 18N will default to English. If you choose to use the default English settings with Digest, you do not need to deal directly with an instance of this is taken care. If you choose to change the language, translation, or date handling, you will need to provide your modified instance to the component. Setting language. Okay, so let's try to have our application in a different language and see how that works. So in our app.tsx, let's open, okay. Let's copy this one. And this Stream 18 should come from Stream Chat Expo, I guess. So now we also need to send it to our to both overlay and the chat, right? To overlay I instance and to the chat as well. Save, and let's try to open our application. Yes, actually it works. For example, here I will not try to pronounce it, but I see that it is in Dutch. So if I change it to yes, you can't use the channel after. Okay, let's try to reload. Does not exist locale for yes. There is no Spanish? Okay. but there are these available languages. You can also add your own language like this, for example, copy message and so on. So if I do it in Hindi, yeah, it works. I cannot read it, but I see that it definitely works. Or you can also use the device locale to set the language. So using the React Native localize, you can get the user's device language, and then you can set it to the streamy. But you should make sure that it exists there first. Okay, this is internationalization. That's really nice that they support it, and yeah, it makes sense, because if you want to launch your startup or your application in different countries, you definitely need internationalization. Okay. Regarding theming, we have covered it in the previous video a bit. So it also supports dark mode, which is very nice, especially for us developers. If you'd like to support dark mode in your application, you can create and apply different themes depending on the current color scheme provided by React Native. To prevent unnecessary deep merges and re-renders, we suggest keeping the current theme in state and only change it when theme color scheme changes. Get theme. All right, so we are already almost 3 hours in, and I think that we have covered a lot in this video. Let me know down below what else are you interested me to integrate, implement in this messaging application. Maybe I can show you in a separate video, or we can do it on our notjust.dev blog. We'll see. But yeah, that was a really fun build. This application is almost ready to be deployed. I mean, yeah, you just need to build it, ship it, and then, yeah, also the authentication here for us, it's not fully complete, because we have implemented a very simple authentication just in order to give you the ability to sign up and chat here with me. So yeah, questions and answers. Guys, do you have any questions regarding this build, or we can start our weekend? The one on the top right, the icon notification in the simulator. I think that number is displayed by default from the system, like Android system will take care of that number to show you how many new notifications you have. Okay. Okay. So if there are no questions, guys, thank you very much for watching this video till the end. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you very much Stream for sponsoring this video and for making this API and SDK that makes it a lot easier for us developers to implement a real-time chat messaging application. Yeah, what else? Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, because we have a lot of plans for the near future. If you might saw, like, only this week we have published 3 videos, and that's what we're gonna try to keep up in future, to have at least 2 videos per week, every week. So you don't want to miss that out, and that's why you need to subscribe down below. Also, let me know down in the comments what other builds and what other tutorials would you like to see on this channel, and I'm definitely gonna take them into consideration. I have a huge list of builds that people are asking, and usually before starting them I ask in the community to vote, and which one, yeah, basically democracy. You are voting, you are suggesting, and I'm building and I'm teaching you. And with that being said, yeah, let's run the outro, and yeah, see you next week. Check out the video that is coming on Tuesday, and next Friday at the same time, 3 p.m. GMT, we are going live. So check out also this video, this video, this video, this video. Subscribe here, everywhere. Okay, guys.